Good morning to you. It's Thursday morning, March 7th, 2024. And we're here to talk a little bit of finance. Can you believe that? Gonna talk. Oh, music kicking in. Let me get set here. Gonna talk about NYCB, guys. Some more happenings there. White Knight came in and kind of threw a leaf to the bank. A little bit of capital influx to the bank there. So let me bring the music down and we're going to talk about finance for you this morning. There you go. DJ Wonder Chrissy here. Talking finance and money, okay? Let me get this all set up here. We got some, let's see here. Is that it? There you go. We got, there's NCB stock went up like 8% yesterday. It's back up to 346. There's the 1 month graph. Let's look at year to date. It's kind of ugly. There you go. But it went up from 273 to 346 the other day. And you may ask why. Well, as I told you guys, they were in a hell of a predicament. We're going to bring up a article here. NYCB stock climbs after $1 billion. That's with a B. Is pushed into the bank. Well, I'm not going to be able to read that one. That one's got a firewall. Let's go back here. See if we can find another one. Let's see. Actually, we got a video. Maybe we'll just play here.
Look, she's just sitting here building her credit by...
Yeah, she's building her credit. We can skip that.
Is this infusion enough to save New York Community Bank?
Look, it does offer a lifeline for them, especially given the way the stock has traded over the past few days. That being said, the existing equity shareholders have been massively diluted.
Yeah.
Talking about a bank that has a bit over $1 billion in market cap, and they're raising...
So those CEOs and A-level people who bought lots of stock in the last week, was it last week or the week before, to keep it from falling further, taking a little bath. That's a good thing. That's how capitalism works, folks.
Over $1 billion with this equity infusion, so it's a tough pill to swallow for the shareholders that were riding it, but it does give them some time to shore up all the issues that we've talked about.
Explain what this does to existing shareholders of the bank. If you're offering new shares at $2 per share,
right,
and at $1 billion value, what does it do to existing shareholders?
Right. So basically, your ownership of the earning stream is now down by 50%. So it's great for the company that it can still operate given all the uncertainty, but it's just the changing of the guard and changing of the shareholders.
Getting $1 billion lifeline, does that guarantee that this is a bank can continue to exist? And I don't want to be inflammatory, I want to be smart here, but $1 billion is a lot of money. Is that enough to fix the balance sheet and the risks that are out there?
It really depends on what's going to happen. Right now, it should placate a lot of folks that were maybe a little bit uncertain about what the path is ahead, but we've changed the management team yet again. There's a new CEO now with Joseph Odding.
Third CEO in like 5 days, folks. 3 CEOs in 5 days. There's 3 different companies that came in and saved them. And we'll talk a little more about where we think it's headed.
He's got a lot on his to-do list to shore up its capital even more, reduce their exposure to commercial real estate, and make sure their employees and customers stay within the bank. So that's a lot.
We just had a new CEO of
Right.
New York Community Bank. Sandra Pinello.
Right. So Sandra looks like he's out now, and Joseph Otting has been announced the new CEO. Sandra will remain as the non-executive chairman of the board.
Can I ask you, when we've talked about this before, when we initially got that headline, was it a couple of days ago or so, about material weaknesses, and we had this conversation that that's what a bank's supposed to do, right, in terms of risk oversight. So, I mean, do we know whether or not that they've fixed that problem?
Someone not doing their job at that bank, right? You're going to see more and more of this, folks. I'm sorry to tell you, because this was the 30th largest bank in the United States. This was not a small bank. It had over $100 billion in assets, deposits.
Just fix that problem.
It does, and so that's also, I should have mentioned earlier on the to-do list.
And forgive me, about 30 seconds here.
Sure, and so that's something, Joseph Otting was former head of the OCC, and they're regulated by the OCC, so that should give them a good plan to go ahead and make sure their regulatory issues are dealt with in a proper manner.
Okay, so there you go. There's some information on NYCB that had 3 white knights come in and save their little pretty tushies. So what do I think's going to happen? Well, we just need to look at history to determine what's going to happen. If you do a little Google or you read some of these articles, you'll find out that Steve Mnuchin did a similar thing in 2007, 2008 with a company or bank called IndyMac. I believe that was in California. They went under. He came in and he brought some capital, infused some capital, got the bank on its feet again. I think they said he bought the bank for like $2 or $3 a share, and then in a somewhat quick fashion, maybe a year or two, he turned around, he sold it off for like $6, $7 a share, and ended up selling the bank to I believe Citibank. So he made a killing for a little bit, maybe a year and a half, 2 years worth of work. So probably what's going to happen to NYCB. They're going to shore it up a little bit, clean up the books, do what they need to do, make it look nice and purty. Going to make it look purty. Yeah. Make it look purty and then dump it on some other bank. And as I said, it's not a small bank. It's not a small bank. It's a pretty large bank after it took over a lot of the signature assets, and Flagg Star took over Flagg Star in 2020, I believe, or 2021. So this is a big bank. This is big news, which not getting a lot of attention in the media as far as I'm concerned. But this goes to show you the other thing: banks, they lie, steal, and cheat. Excuse me. Yes, let me say that again. Banks lie, steal, and cheat, and who they're cheating is you. What's going on in the banking industry that a lot of consumers don't realize is when the banks have some bad things going on under the covers, they're not reflecting that in their books. When they have a commercial building or a mortgage that's not performing well, they will do everything in their power to try to help those people get out of that situation for months, if not a year or years. Only when you see the banks getting their keys back, let me see here, a little keychain here. when you see the banks getting the keys back from these commercial real estate holdings, that usually means they've tried everything under the sun, everything in their power to make that not happen, to make sure it's a producing property. When they get the keys back, it's at the point where they have to make it reflect on their books. They have to tell the bad story to the shareholders. And they only do that after months and months of trying to save the loan, okay? And when they're trying to save a loan, it's not reflected on their books, folks. They do everything in their power to hide it from you, the investor. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on. So as, and, you know, a lot of these keys that get returned, you're not going to see that in the mainstream media. You got to go to real estate websites like Crane Chicago Business, The Real Deal, and other real estate investing type of websites in order to get visibility into what's going on. I mean, let's talk about San Francisco. There, I think it's called the Market Street Mall, downtown San Francisco, one of the busiest areas of town. Westfield Properties that own the Westfield Malls was running it for many years. It was worth $1.2 billion. Let me say that again. It was worth $1.2 billion. And a lot of the stores went under in that mall. Nordstrom's went under. That food store that Amazon runs, they went out. It was just a mess. And they ended up selling it for like $120 million or something like that, or $220 million. I mean, pennies on the dollar, right? So somebody's taking a loss in this commercial real estate, and I suspect if anyone does a deep dive into NYCB, commercial real estate is going to be part of the problem. So just an update for you on NYCB. It looks like now it's saved. We'll watch what investors do, and we'll watch what clients of the bank do. Do they keep their money in there, or do they flee to somewhere else? If it was me, I would be fleeing. I'd be going somewhere else personally. And if you got more than the 256 or 250K in there, you need to start moving your money somewhere else. So there we go. Just a little update at NYCB. I know we've been trying to track this for you guys. Look for more banks to start having problems. This is not the end of the banking crisis, folks. It's just the start. Sorry to tell you. Be careful where you put your money. Be safe with your money. Get yourself some assets, right? We need to get some assets. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm investing in assets like this to protect my wealth. You need to do some of that too. Make sure you have some of this handy and close to you. And like I said, it's not financial advice. It's just what I'm doing. Have a good day. DJ Wonder Chrissy bringing you a little bit of finance. Over and out.